Hello, we were studying arrays, so let's quickly review what are arrays. So in this case, we are declaring an array of type int and the name of the array is id having 30 elements and the index go from 0 to 29. Similarly, we are declaring an array of type float and the name of the array is temperature and the elements goes from 0 to 30 as index 0 is also included, so total elements are 31. Similarly, in this case, we are declaring an array of type char and the name of the array is name having 20 elements. So please note that in C we do not have a data type of string, so we declare a string using array of characters. So please make sure that at the end of the array of character we must put a null character. Null character is \0 to make it as a string. If there is no null character at the end of the array of characters, then it is an array of characters, not a string. So in order to make an array of character a string, we must put a null character at the end. For example, as you can see in this case, we have declared a variable of a number set of variables, also called as array is my name. The name of the array is my name, having 9 elements, and its type is char. And we are initializing with characters muhammad and end with a null character. Null character is \, with a 0. So it will make my name, which is an array of characters, as a string. So my name is a string now. As you can see that we are printing it as a string. We are printing my name as a string. So it will print as Muhammad on a screen. So Muhammad is printed on screen. So one of the problems seen is that seeing the command input doesn't work, console input doesn't work properly in doesn't work good for string for the for the array of characters. The problem is that when you enter two words like Muhammad Athar, when you put a space between Muhammad and Athar, the compiler will consider the space bar as a null character and will close the string. So it will only save Muhammad, it will delete Athar. So in order to resolve this problem of scene, we use a get line function, which I will use in the coming code, which is part of the hash include string library. So or string library. So I will use it in the coming code. So since the problem is seen is that it doesn't work properly with the string because or array of characters when you enter a space bar, it consider it as a termination point for a string and it deletes the characters after the space bar. As you can see in the example, let's suppose I enter Muhammad Athar space bar Athar. It will only consider Muhammad as a string and it will delete Athar. So you can see that it deleted the characters after space bar. So cin doesn't work good for array of characters or string. So we will use getLine function in the coming code. So how string function work in C++? So as I said, string library is not present in the C while it is present in the C++. So you have to include library using hash include string.h or simply string, and you can use the string keyword to declare string variable. For example, as you can see that we at the top of the code we included a library string using hash include string. Then we can declare my string var1 using string keyword. Now we can initialize with in double quotes. For example, I initialize my string var1 with I am learning programming, and so we are declaring a string variable my string var1 and initializing it I am learning programming. Similarly, then I am printing it using cout. Then there are so many built-in functions associated with the string library. For example, string var1.size will show you the number of characters in a string. For example, in this case, it will tell us that how many characters are there in my string var1. Similarly, I am declaring another variable, my string var2, and I am taking value from the user. For example, getLine function is a keyword. Then I am then there's a bracket C comma my string var2. So I am storing the number of characters entered in my string var2. So in the counts, then I am printing the my string var2 variable. Then I am again declaring another variable which is my string var3. I am taking value using cin command just to show that the problem again, just to show the problem that cin doesn't work well with a string. As you enter the spacebar, it considers as the ending point of a string and it deletes the remaining characters. Similarly, in this case, I am declaring as a string var4, and I am assigning using a dot assign function. I am assigning string var1 to string var4. So string var1 I am learning programming will be assigned to my string var4. So equal to doesn't work in the string. Dot assign function is used to assign a string to another string variable. Then they have another function dot swap interchange two values. For example, in this case, my string var2 value will be swapped with my string var1. My string var1 will be assigned to my string var2, and my string var2 will be assigned to my string var1. So and then I'm just printing these two strings. So there are so many built-in functions. For example, string copy, string ncopy, and the other functions which you can see in the book. So let's just compile this code and see how it works. So string 1 was declared and initialized with I am learning programming. It using string var1 dot size, it shows the number of characters in the string 1. Then I enter using getLine function, enter Muhammad, a spacebar author. So you can see that it will print all the characters, all the full string. When we enter the spacebar, it considered as a part of the string. While in scene, you can see that I print delete the characters or the word after spacebar, so it will only print Muhammad. Similarly, string 4 is assigned to string 1, so string 4 now contains I am learning programming. String 2 is swapped with string 1, so I am learning programming is now string 2, while in string 1 it is Muhammad. So this is how the string library works in C++. Let's go ahead. So this slide just quickly revise or review the functions which we already used. You can try at home. So one of the application of array is sorting of arrays. So you can sort an array using ascending order, descending order. For example, if the number is if the elements in array is number, then you can sort the array using ascending or descending order. And ascending I mean from lowest to highest, and descending by I mean we mean that arranging an array using highest to lowest number. Then we can sort an array using alphabetic order if the elements in the array is character. So there are two famous algorithms of sorting: bubble sort and selection sort, which you can try at home. Till now we were studying one-dimensional array. By one-dimensional I mean that the arrays are accessed using a one index number or using one element one one element. For example, name 0 stands for first character, name 1 stands for second character. Similarly, similarly x0 stands for one element, or we have only rows, no columns. We have only one index. If there's only one index, it's a one-dimensional array. When we have more than one array, more than one index, then it's called multidimensional arrays. Arrays can have more than one dimension. For example, if there are two index, then it means two-dimensional array. If we have three index, then it's three-dimensional arrays. If we have more than one, we simply call it a multidimensional arrays. For example, spreadsheet, Excel sheets are two-dimensional arrays, an array of columns and rows. Similarly, matrix, which we study in mathematics, it's a combination of rows and columns. So you can declare for example, two-dimensional array using this syntax. For example, type, array name, and row and columns. For example, in this case, we are declaring an array of type int, and there are two rows, and every row have three columns. So we have two rows, first 0 row, 1 row, and we have three columns, 1 2 3 1 2 3. So index is 0 0 0 1 0 2 1 0 1 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 2. In this case, we are declaring an array of my array of type char having 5 rows and each row have 3 columns. So each 5 rows, and each row have 3 columns. So in this example, for example, we have 2 rows and each row have 5 elements or 5 columns. We need 2 loops, one loop for row, another loop for column, and we traverse the array using for loops. So for every row, inner loop will be executed 5 times. So row outer loop will run 3 times, inner loop will run 5 times. So storing in memory, usually we store arrays in memory using one dimensional, because usually our memory goes from 0 to highest number. For example, if our memory size is 16 cross 8, so it means that we have 16 locations from 0 to f, and each location is of 8 bits. So usually the storage of memory is one dimensional. So even multi-dimensional arrays cannot be saved in a grid form or matrix form. The multi-dimensional arrays are stored in a row format or one dimension. For example, this is a 2 cross 3 array, 3 cross 3 array, 3 rows and 3 columns. So our computer will save this array in memory using row form. For example, row 0 will be saved first, then row 1 will be saved, and row 2 will be saved. So uh, uh, arrays are usually saved in a one dimensional memory. From the address go from the lowest to highest. For example, if the memory is 64K, then the lowest address will be 0 and the maximum address will be 65535. So that's it. And in the next lecture we will study functions. So see you soon. Thank you.